much research that I'm finding on these topics that is just, it's profound. It's very important to our hormone physiology. These things are endocrine disruptors. They actually disrupt the hormonal systems, the feedback loops, and all the things that we're measuring that we're having problems with in our health. This is a layer of this problem that is completely being missed and not even considered in what's going wrong with us. So when you're struggling to feel better and you're struggling to make sense of your labs and your doctors just only think about the quantity of the hormone, this is a layer that's being completely missed. And this is why I am dedicated to bringing this to into the light, so that you can be more aware of it, so that you can be better educated on how to address these things, to understand them, so that you can be a better partner with your healthcare providers. You can be your own advocate. You can be an active participant in your healthcare. You're not passive anymore. And really, I want to teach you how to improve this so that you can help yourself, right? So that we can remove these things and remove some of this risk, because these chemicals are very dangerous and toxic to our body chemistry. And this affects everyone. It affects our parents and grandparents and our children and our babies that aren't even born yet. And if you want to know more about that, join me on our webinar that we're going to have, hashimotosdoctor.com/TCD, and I'm going to be talking all about this and how we detox these chemicals. So this is a really important one. You've heard me say it before if you've listened to me. We're being poisoned by the chemicals in our environment. And it's a hidden epidemic, because we can't measure it effectively. And you'll hear me say things like the carpet on the floor, the paint on the walls, all these things. And paint is what we're going to talk about today. Are you getting toxic exposure from your paint? Now, we all know that the VOCs, right? The VOC, you can get low VOC paint when you're painting your house. But those VOCs are these volatile chemicals, and they're dangerous to our health. Now, one of the things that you'll find in the paint is also these isocyanates. Okay, have you ever heard of isocyanates? Most of you have not, and that's okay, because there's really no reason that you would have been exposed to this. But these isocyanates are actually these chemicals that are immune stimulating, that are definitely they're not good for our health at all. We can have immune responses to them. They can promote autoimmunity, and they're found in a lot of different places. So they're found in foams. So like the foam that's the cushion in your seat, your mattress, foam mattresses. These things off-gas these isocyanates. It's not good. They're found in fibers, and they're fibers. So different types of fabric. They're used there. They're used in paints here, which is one of the main things we're talking about today. So just think when you're smelling that paint and it's off-gassing those chemicals. These things are going into your body. You're inhaling it and it's being absorbed into your body. Okay? Varnishes over lots of different types of surfaces. Paint, concrete, wood, metals, fiberglass. These are different varnishes that are used to seal different types of surfaces, and they have these isocyanates in them. It's used in furniture. So on the fabric, on the varnish of the furniture, lots of different places, in car seats in your car. So if you saw, I talked about on a previous live stream about cars and how they off-gas all these chemicals. Guys, a lot of the chemicals that I'm going to be talking about, a lot of them are found in your cars too. So remember, with the heat of the sun, you roll down the windows and open the doors and let that all off-gas and get out of there. There's shoes. It's just, they're everywhere. These things are everywhere. They're throughout our environment. Carpet padding. So under the carpet, the soft padding, that padding is foam. That foam has isocyanates that will off-gas. This stuff is a potent immune-stimulating compound. So it can promote an immune response and cause your body to really attack itself, because these chemicals, these isocyanates, what they do is when they get into the body, they can bind with your human tissues. So they stick to it, creating something that the body's never seen, and the body can start reacting to that, and that may promote autoimmunity and a lot of the problems that we're seeing here. And autoimmunity, we know, is a precancerous state. It creates inflammatory processes. There's a lot of problems with it. So one of the things that was really interesting that I came across was there was in a study of car painters, so people that that paint the cars, antibodies to isocyanates were seen for years after removal from the person's environment. So the immune system was still reacting to these things, to these isocyanates in these painters that were exposed to them at high levels with the paint, years after removal from their environment. Years. Now, why in the world would their immune system still be reacting to it years later if it's removed? Because it's embedded in the tissues. It's embedded in the tissues. Guys, these things are, this is an epidemic. I have said this. We are being poisoned. The things in our environment, the chemicals in our environment, the metals in our environment are poisoning us, our families, our children, our babies, our future generations. These chemicals stimulate immune system problems. And the reason that they're still there years after they're removed from this car painter's body is because they're embedded in the tissues, even though they're not getting exposed to it. So they've got to get them out. So, I mean, you start by removing a lot of the sources, anything that you can identify, but how do you detox it out? You've got to do it the right way. I'm telling you, I'm going to be talking about all this stuff. You got to join me on the webinar that's coming up June 8th. And if you're seeing this after June 8th, the webinar is only going to be held, guys, once per month at the most, but probably once every 3 months. And I'm going to be showing people on this webinar. I'm going to be talking all about this. I'm going to be talking about the newest and the latest testing that helps us to best assess these problems. Because the testing is, there's all kinds of problems with testing. There's really difficult to check these things. You can't draw it from the blood because it's stuck in the tissues, it's not in the blood. You can't see it in the urine, the stool, the sweat because it's stuck to the tissues. So how do you know? Well, there's some new testing and things that we can look at that help us better understand this. That's what we're going to be talking about, these problems, their consequences, where they come from. We're going to be talking about testing. We're going to be, and then I'm going to share with you guys something that we're going to start doing in our office. Instead of working with people just one-on-one, I used to work a lot with people that would just call the office and we work with them one-on-one. I still work with people one-on-one, but we're talking 1 to 4 people, really 1 to 3 people max per month. Because what we're going to do is instead of trying to work with everyone that needs help, which I would love to do, guys, but it spreads me way too thin, and I have to put my family first and my children first, and I have to be there for them. I can't work 80 hours a week, and I've been doing that. And it you know, there's no balance there, and so I refuse that because my kids and my family, they have to come first, and yours should too. Yours should absolutely come first. And what we're going to do is we're going to start working with people in groups of 30. That's going to be a 1 or 3 month protocol where we're going to work with these people in groups. We're going to take them through this. There's actually, I'm going to share a lot of information on how we're going to do this in this webinar. So you got to make sure you join us. Go there, and what you can do is you can sign up to be notified as soon as the webinar registration is open. Because right now it's still being set up. We don't have a link to the webinar, but it's going to be on June 8th, which is going to be a Thursday, and you can go and sign up. But guys, there's only 500 seats, so you know there's well over 100,000 people that follow us. We expect that to fill up really quickly, and there's been a ton of interest, and they're rightfully so, because tons of research and literature is showing that these chemicals are poisoning us, and they're silent, and they're not being checked for so many different ways. We have to be our own advocates, and we have to help ourselves. So you have to make a decision if you're going to help yourself, and if you're going to choose to acknowledge this stuff and try to take action to help yourself, to help your family, to help your children, your babies, and future generations of people. You have to make that decision. And that's what I'm going to be sharing all this stuff. I'm just, you know, I can't teach this stuff fast enough. There's so much information that I've been exposed to recently that I cannot teach it fast enough. And it is it's a major issue. So guys, join me. Come to the webinar. Join us. We're going to be talking all about these chemicals, all about what they're doing, how to test, how to best detox it, because 98% of the detoxes out there, I believe, are ineffective. And about 50% are probably actually causing more harm because they're pulling some of these things out of the tissues and they're allowing them to redistribute to other places. You have to do this in a very methodical way to get these things out of your body, pull them out of the tissues, bind them, and eliminate them effectively. A 10-day detox is not going to work for chemicals that are embedded in your tissues, embedded into your metals that are embedded in the brain, in the neurological tissues. You have to use a detox that's going to pull these things out, bind to these metals, and really help to remove them and do it effectively. And it's not a 10-day detox or a colon cleanse or a liver cleanse. Those are not effective. I am sorry. We have to use strategies to get these chemicals that are locked into the fat cells. Literally, when you gain weight and body fat, guess what happens? Those chemicals in your body, as you're storing the fat, a lot of those get bound to the fat themselves and locked into your adipose tissue or your fat cells. We have to talk about ways to remove those we have to use strategies that are dietary strategies we'll be talking about to help get these chemicals out of the fat tissue into the body so that our detoxification protocols can bind them and help to eliminate them. I'm telling you, this is a really exciting time, and this is an opportunity that has never been available. Like, I've never taken anyone through this program that we're going to utilize. We're going to help 30 people really change their life, and it's going to be, I'm really excited to be able and help people do that. So anyway, this is something, join us. You got to go there to learn more about it. But guys, I hope this has helped you out. Please help us help other people. So many people are completely unaware that the foam mattress that they're sleeping on might be off-gassing and causing them to absorb chemicals. And there's more than just this chemical in those foams. Okay, I'm just going to tell you. These polyurethane chemical, these foam mattresses and foam materials can be problematic. The fibers on their clothes or on their bed, on their children's clothes, on their babies' clothes that have to meet a certain standard so they don't ignite. So how do they do that? How do they keep clothes from catching on fire quickly? Well, they put chemicals on them. What about paints in the environment? What about varnishes? All these things that they're getting exposed to, people don't know. They don't know that it can still be there. They don't know that it promotes an immune response. They don't know that drives inflammation and that can promote cancers, that can cause all kinds of problems with hormonal signaling. They don't know it. You've got to help us help other people because no one knows about this. So share this with other people. Share this with your family. Share this with people that you care about so that they can become aware of these problems. It's really important. I think it's the epidemic of our time, and we're going to see so much more of this come into the light, I think, in the future. Because as these rates of brain degenerative conditions, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, dementia, as they skyrocket, as rates of diabetes, cancer, childhood cancers, all of these autoimmune conditions, autoimmune thyroid dysfunction, all of these problems continue, you're going to see that these chemicals in our environment disrupt our body at every step of the way. And the literature is showing us that. I'm going to be talking about some new research I just found out about that was published last year on disruption of the thyroid hormone system. Everything I draw out in my whiteboard video. If you guys haven't seen it, you need to watch it. The whiteboard video where I draw out the 24 different ways that the thyroid hormone physiology can break down. These chemicals add an entire new layer to that we didn't even talk about. We've got to address those things so that system has an opportunity. Then we're going to dig deeper with the things that I talked about. So it changes everything. It changes everything. So definitely join me. Please help other people. Right? Don't turn your eye. Don't turn your back and not help your family and your friends. They deserve to know this information. They need to know this information. Their health could depend on it. So help us help other people, guys. And remember, the mission is this. It's to help you become better educated. So ultimately, you can become your own advocate. You can become an active participant in your health care. You can help your doctors help you. You can be a better partner with them. You can understand things a little bit better and try to figure out how to work with them because they want to help you. They want to help you. So just know that. They want to help you. And my mission is to help one person at a time so that we can impact that person's family. And then that sends ripples into your community and improves your community. And then that, ultimately, we're making the world a better place, guys. That's my mission. I want to leave something that helps to improve the world. I want my kids to be able to say, you know what, look, my dad tried to help all these people. So, anyway, that's really important to me. So help us help other people, and I hope this has helped you. I appreciate you. I hope to see you tomorrow on our live stream. I'm going to shoot for about 11 o'clock. We'll see what happens, but don't miss it. And if you do, just go to our homepage, and you're going to be able to go there and see it. It should all be recorded in the live streams. Okay, so I appreciate you guys. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you on our next live stream. Thanks.
Hey guys, Dr. Shook, thank you for viewing our videos. I hope they help you out. If you want to, just subscribe to our channel somewhere here. You can watch a video that YouTube's actually selected for you, so hopefully it'll help you out. If you need any other information or resources, just look in the description. We've got links to our website, to our 9 lab test guidebook, and everything else that we do. I really appreciate you, and I hope you guys have a great